How do everybody? This is Let's Be Real with Brad, and today I'm be reviewing 365 Days. It is the worst film of the year. I have to say, I didn't think a movie could beat Fantasy Island. Fantasy Island was just so tremendously bad. It made me so angry, and I just laughed the entire time I'm watching it. But now, with this film, this has to be worse. On a filmmaking level, I think this movie is obviously 100 times better than Fantasy Island, but my biggest issue with this film is the message that it's trying to bring. The fact that this film romanticizes the idea of kidnapping and forcing someone to fall in love with you and like, oh, well, they'll eventually fall in love with you is just absolutely ridiculous and horrifying. This film could have worked as a story. Now, this movie is going to be bad either way, just considering because of the story, acting, production design, and all that good stuff. But I think this movie would have worked if the tone or the message of the film was there. This movie should have just been some really dark thriller about this woman that's kidnapped and forced to love this person, but ends up trying tricking her or playing mind games with him. And that is where this movie does start to go. And I was like, okay, maybe this could be interesting. But when you hear the music choices in this film, they're upbeat, it's alive, and everything's life, and you realize there's gonna be this romantic aspect to this film, that's where it happens. And that's when I was like, you know what? This film is just completely awful. The entire time I was watching this film, I realized this is just a ripoff of 50 Shades of Grey. Now, I really hate these films. They are so bad, they are so boring, they just offer absolutely nothing. But in this film, it just shows that, oh, this is okay. This is an okay thing to do. And I don't understand what they were going for in this film. Let's start off with the story. The story feels so fabricated and none of it feels real. In movies like these, you need to have that suspension of disbelief of that this could potentially happen, and you gotta use your imagination a little bit, and okay, we're gonna accept this. I can't accept this idea of a movie and the way the message portrays what's happening. I can believe a bunch of superheroes fighting a big purple guy in space than this. The story is so boring, nothing happens at all. Like, I'm telling you, nothing happens at all. Once they get into that relationship aspect, and spoilers, because you're not going to watch this movie. You're not going to. The point is, you already know what's going to happen, and you realize they're just putting other stuff in here just to keep the story going. Whether it's the main male character who's got this business going on or something, and there's another girl, like, who cares? That's what the last 50 Shades movie did, 50 Shades Free. They really just put random things in here, and nothing happened in that movie at all. This film is filled to the brim of insane amounts of sex scenes that are just basically pornographic, to the point where they were just so graphic. I can understand why this is going straight to Netflix, because you could just simply just get away with that. The problem is, I don't mind sex scenes in films, as long as it adds to the story, as long as it's something being said or it moves the characters, but none of those scenes do. They're just in here for a long amount of time so they can attract this weird demographic of people that are going to be turned on or just love this part of the film. Like, you realize, like, she's being forced into this relationship and she just likes it because this guy has money and all these other people are just terrible people, and he actually cares about her. Yeah, cares about her. Because he's going to buy her a bunch of things and will give her really nice massages. I don't know. I'm picking at straws with this movie at this point. The music is absolutely terrible. It is so forgettable and is used so inappropriately within the film itself. The music is so boring and so flat, and I didn't even remember any part of the music, and I just basically turned it out by the third act because I was like, this is just really trash music. All the acting in this film is just absolutely terrible. I don't buy that anyone is an actual real person. Everyone just feels like they're just an actor or an actress that's performing on a soundstage and has cameras around them, and they feel like they need to act a certain way. And this could be due to the direction that all these cast members were given. And I'm not saying any of these people are bad actors or actresses. I'm just saying the performances were absolutely awful and they didn't really feel real. Many of the performances are absolutely just laughably bad and so cringeworthy that I almost didn't even want to finish this movie. I almost turned it off because I didn't believe a single thing that was actually going on. I was completely taken out of this film due to so much terrible and cringy moments. The editing's bad. The production is pretty bad. The cinematography is actually pretty solid. Some of the scenes actually do look pretty good. But here's my thing. I can't give that credit because it doesn't help any part of my experience for this film. Any small good thing isn't going to boost it because its message is so terrible and it's just saying something that we should already be past in by 2020. that women shouldn't be forced into this relationship and they'll eventually love it and they'll eventually like him because he's a good guy. They make him to be a good guy. No, he's still a terrible person. Why do people get attracted to these kind of movies? You know they're going to be bad. You know that they're going to be just these super erotic, super sexual films that fill your inner desire. These are just like for people who don't get any sexual action at all and just need to feel that in some kind of weird way. I don't know. Simply put, this film should not be supported. This film should not be watched. It is absolutely boring, has terrible pacing, has random scenes that are thrown in here that just don't matter to the plot at all. Apparently, as I did research on this, there's a trilogy of books. So if this film is successful, as it seems it really is now all of a sudden, it's going to be a trilogy and we're going to get more movies. Unfortunately, the ending is so bad. It is so laughable. It is so overdramatic, and it leaves people, oh my god, what happened? Oh, that's crazy. No, it's not crazy. They're gonna explain the next one, just some crappy excuse. Oh, this happened, blah blah blah. Like, no, stop it. Stop it. Overall, right this moment, on this day, this is the worst film of the year. No doubt about it. Definitely worse than Fantasy Island, because if I had to pick between the two of them for the two movies I can watch for the rest of my life, I'm going Fantasy Island, because this movie is atrocious and should never, ever be supported. Save your time. Don't watch it. 1 out of 10 for me. If you guys really enjoyed this video, please like and share the video. Please subscribe. It really helps out the channel. So everyone who's been subscribed and been watching my videos and giving a like, you guys are the best. Please comment down below what are some movies you're really looking forward to. As always, I'll see you guys in the next video.